Hey guys, Astro Prime here, and welcome back to the streams. Whether you're tuning in live or watching the replay, I hope you've been having a great day. And if you haven't, then I hope the content on the channel makes it a little bit better. We're almost there, guys, to Friday, and we are back here in the infinite world of No Man's Sky. Now, I wanted to start at this screen because I wanted to let you guys see that online discovery services are active. I was mentioning the other day, I think the previous live stream, that for some reason the online discovery seems to keep disconnecting. I'm not sure, so I just wanted to kind of catch it on stream just to see, because I really have no idea what's with this online thing in my bubble. But it's okay, like I said, it's a very minor thing. And today's episode, we are going to dedicate, it might be a really short episode because I just wanted to update you guys on a couple of things I'm doing. I won't lie, I underestimated how long it might take. I thought it was a really fast process. I was wrong, it could take hours on end, and I guess that's why I don't want to show it on stream, like the actual grinding, but I wanted to show you guys what I have in mind, so that the next time if we come in, it won't be like, wait, what? How did you get that, you know? But before we get into that little nitty-gritty, let's come and take a look at our big boy right here. This is Vector Prime. Now, the original name is Prime Vector. I just flipped it around because Vector Prime, it happens to be a name of a Transformer from one of the series that I watch. So, I mean, those of you who watch Transformers Cybertron will know. Vector Prime is actually our pre-order bonus ship. So, I think I mentioned before that I wanted to get the pre-order bonus ship. And finally, I found a way to do it. I bought a really cheap 720,000. Now, honestly, anything less than $1 million is cheap to me. So I bought a random ship and then I just basically traded it in for this bad boy right here. I was lazy. I wanted to get a crash ship instead because that was free and I didn't have to spend a single cent, but I was absolutely lazy. I don't know, there isn't a reliable way for me to find crash ship. I think that's my issue with that as a main money source. If you guys know a good and reliable way to consistently find crash ship, do let me know because I would love to learn it. I mean, I quite enjoy like the RNG of like finding crash ships. It's pretty fun. But that aside, this is Vector Prime. This is the what was the actual name? The Horizon Omega or some Omega Omega Lord. God knows what it was. Horizon Omega ship. Yeah. So this is the bad boy here. It is sleek, guys. Look at this bad boy. I'm just gonna go one round just to show you guys. This is a beautiful ship. Look at this. And of course it's pretty decked out. So this ship comes really decked out. It has a decent amount of slots. So it only has one extra slot compared to our original small ship, which is still around, by the way. Small ship is currently chilling in our freighter. So I didn't sell it away. I told you I was too attached to it. But look at the technology slots. There are a significant amount of technology slots all around here. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. And of course, because we have so much more technology slot, I can actually install the economy scanner, but I need 2 microprocessors more, which I have no idea how to craft. I couldn't find it, so... And I couldn't find like a crafting table. I might be an idiot, but as you can see over here, our products that we can craft. Now, microprocessor is not in it. Don't ask me why, I have no idea, but it's just not in it. So, yeah, I guess if you guys know how to craft a microprocessor, let me know, because if not, then once I lose my patience, I'll probably just Google it. But yeah, so this is a really good upgrade. Now, generally everything else is about the same as the small ship that we used to have, our original ship, but the damage potential is much higher. I'm pretty sure because, well, I think it is a fighter class, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's a fighter class. So you can see this bad boy here is a fighter class. He's C class only though, so he's not the most fantastic thing in the world. But he is a beautiful design. Now guys, honestly though, in this game, like, ship designs are really one of the greatest things in this game. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I love it. Oh wait, we're still online. Cool. Sorry, I went to go and check. Yeah. So yeah, just a quick update on the ship department. Now let's go and get ourselves into some trouble. Now of course I don't literally mean trouble, but now the whole time I was stalling for time, I was waiting for a ship to come in. It never came. That makes me sad. Yeah, no idea why it didn't came. Like, it never came. But it's okay. Alright, so let me show you guys what I've been up to. This is how we are going to attempt to crash the economy. Now, those of you who are familiar with No Man's Sky probably know what I'm talking about already. But those of you who are not familiar with No Man's Sky, let me just show you guys how we crash economies. Now, the economy in No Man's Sky is pretty... I wouldn't say it's the most robust system there is, but it is serviceable and it is kind of interesting enough to grab your attention. So if you notice that so far when we are looking at the trade terminal, there's always a demand and also a sell, right? And generally they are in the just about a couple of percentages more or less than, you know, like 0%. So like usually -5, -2, or +5, +2 kind of thing. There is actually a way to manipulate the market And it involves, in a nutshell, it involves selling a certain item. So for example, if I decide to sell the hydrogen at a significant amount, and when I say significant amount, I'm talking about like within a neighborhood of like 5 digits. We're talking about like 10,000 or might be 50,000 dihydrogen. And if you sell enough of it in one shot, you actually crash the market because the demand gets so high. Yeah, so the demand becomes the demand for it becomes so much lower because there's so much of it in the system, and you can actually buy it at a cheaper price. Now, I am not a business student, I am not an economics student, I have zero understanding of like markets and economy. Basically, this game is the closest I got to market and economy. It's not the best, okay? I've only learned it from previously when I was learning how to do trade routes, which is here. So if you notice trade routes, so for example, when you buy locally, local products, right, it is always at a good price. It's always at a negative because you are paying lesser for it. But whenever you bring this nanotube and bring it over to a suitable system that is actually in demand, or rather nanotube crates are in demand, you actually sell it for a significant amount more. So if you can see over here in the sell department, these. So these encrypted user data, these are actually, so if I had some, I can actually sell it here. These encrypted user data are obviously produced by other planets, or other systems, not here. But I can bring it over here and actually sell it for a significant profit. So that was the quote-unquote legit way the game wanted you to play with the economy. So this is actually inbuilt, is part of the game. But naturally, with a game as big as this, many players have found better ways to earn money, and one of it is going to be what I'm showing you, and it's going to involve farms. So, one thing that we did find out previously in our random running around was that Cobalt was actually really worth it. So per unit, Cobalt is worth 198 per unit. And if you compare it to carbon, a unit of carbon is only worth 12. Yeah. A unit of tritium is only worth 6. A unit of dihydrogen is only worth 34. A unit of sodium, these are all core, like the single unit or core kind of items. A unit of sodium is only 41, but a unit of cobalt is 198. Now cobalt is significantly more valuable. Like for example, a unit of oxygen is like what, 34 too. I bought the oxygen for a reason, so I'll show you guys in a bit. But yeah, so it's very clear that cobalt is really worth the money. Now what do we do with that? Now the other thing that the game has for you is we're gonna head over to our base. Oh, by the way, I have a new base. I'll show you guys this Cobalt base in a bit. But that's for later. Oh wait, actually I could just show you guys now. Okay, so let's go head over to the Cobalt base first. So this was actually a base that I discovered somewhere inside this system. So this is one of the moons. I'll show you the moon. No, not moon, planet. I'll show you guys the planet in a while. I gave it a snappy name so I will always remember this planet, because this planet was a very interesting planet. I quite liked it. Yeah, it's a really cool planet. Alright, here we are. Alright, so it's the Cobalton 2. The 2 is just a random number, it means nothing, but I just named it Cobalton because cobalt. But yeah, so I discovered this planet. It is actually in the current system that we were at. So we were actually at this system right here. This is our very first beginner system. This was where we spawned. Then this was this was the moon that we discovered. A bunch of other things. And I flew over here and I found this planet. It was considered a fractured planet. I have no idea what a fractured planet is. What I do know about the planet is that number one, there is absolutely no life. I couldn't find a single functional building with an NPC. So it leads me to believe that this is one of those special planets. But what's important is, as a fractured planet, it has a weird amount of fauna. So as you can see, the fauna right here, these are actually the trees. It's essentially like fractal kind of crystals all over. As you can see right here, these are all just fractals and weird stuff. Now these are mineable, of course, but what was crazy was, if you look at these are minables that gave me cobalt and silver. Silver is great to sell. Now of course one of it doesn't give me too much, so like a single one of these things here gives me about 26 cobalt. I mean, it's not too bad. This one gives ferrite dice and carbon, two very core materials, very good. There are these as well. No, this is ferrite dice and carbon as well. These are ferrite dice and carbon. What the hell is this? Oh, it's one of those little haptoid weed. I haven't really found out what that thing is for. So I realized that this planet is phenomenal because a lot of the core minerals are all available here, and I quite like it. Hole. There's a hole. Let me just grab this oxygen so we need it soon. Why should no harm plonking into this hole like this? Oh, it's just hazardous flora. Ah well. Yeah, I mean, there's cobalt as well. So, if you do not have a planet like this where you are essentially filled with cobalt everywhere... Oh, that's one of these creatures. It's a floating crystal if you guys really can't figure it out right now. It's a literal floating crystal. So this is like a fractured planet. I mean, my first time here. I've never seen these planets before. It's cool. If you do not have a planet like this where you know, have cobalt everywhere, but you need cobalt or you're looking for cobalt, any other planets in this game, generally caves have rock formations, stalagmite and stalactites like this generally. And generally these are the bad boys here that give cobalt. So as you can see, these guys give cobalt and gold. Cobalt and gold. There's a scaphola there that gives other stuff. So generally, if you're looking for cobalt, head to caves. Caves are a really good place to get cobalt. If you're not, I mean, if you happen to get lucky and find planets like this, then you don't have to worry because cobalt is literally everywhere. Like, kid you not, like, it's just everywhere. I've never been to a planet like this, but I'm so happy I found it because it's a pretty cool planet, no? Yeah, look at this, cobalt, silver. Now, if I get really lucky, there is... I mean, I may have farmed everything already. I may have to travel a bit further for it. But I did find... Yeah, so for example, ferrite dust and dehydrogen. Fantastic. Like, honestly, dehydrogen is a pretty important thing as well. So, having that is great. Now, this thing here doesn't scan. Oh, it's electric cube. Okay, I'm not sure what that does. I'm looking for that one super plant. Oh, what's that? Oh, well, there's a magnetized ferrite if you really need it. Magnetized ferrite is pretty useful too, so not complaining there. Yeah, most of the things left here are cobalt and silver, so I think I mined most of it away already. Yeah, most of it are. Oh wait, there's an item. I won't say no to that. Oh, so you just ferrite dust and beehive. Okay, fine. And oh, there it is. Yeah, so and one of the plants here actually gave both types of cobalt and ionized cobalt. Now this is fantastic because my understanding is you can do this with both cobalt and ionized cobalt in terms of like crashing the economy. But yeah, I mean the reason I planted a base here is because I found out that this entire area is basically in cobalt heaven. And after I realized that cobalt is a really important thing for me to gather, I just kind of laid a base here, you know. So I definitely know that I'll never run out of cobalt. Now it's of course cheaper to just buy it, but if you notice, our title for this stream is Crashing the Economy Trial. I am not confident. I feel like I'm doing something wrong when I was playtesting the... I've tried already. Now if you notice, a lot of this money here, this 5 million I have, a part of it came from trying to crash the economy. I felt like it failed very badly. I felt like I was making a loss rather than making a gain. Although I felt like I did every single thing correctly. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna give it another try again. I suspect it was because of the amount I was using. I basically used 1 stack only and I realized I was making a lot. So I'm gonna try it with like 4 stacks and see how it goes. But I'll talk more about it in a while. So other than that, solar panel, battery, you guys know this setup. Nothing really fanciful, you know. But yeah, so this is our base. Now remember we said we had to buy some oxygen, right? So we have some oxygen, we have some cobalt. Once you have a very basic setup done, generally it's always good to have more oxygen. I would recommend personally getting a whole stack of oxygen to really get to kickstart things. But oxygen is really cheap, so if you really wanted to, let me just show you guys how cheap oxygen can be. Head over to any space station. So let's teleport. You don't actually have to fly. You could just like teleport there. It doesn't matter. So honestly, you can kickstart this process with as little as like 10 cobalt. Honestly, you don't need a lot of cobalt. What you really need is a lot of oxygen. But of course, having more cobalt as a start helps. So the key component here is really oxygen, and you can actually buy it off the space station for really cheap. So if you notice the oxygen here, I can buy essentially 165 for 6,000. And honestly, now that we have so much money here, 6,000 is really not the worst. It's not the most expensive thing in the world. So you can actually come to the space station and buy. Now, if you feel like the space station didn't give you enough, you can hang around the space station. By right, other pilots would fly in and land. As you guys have seen from our previous live stream, pilots will fly in and land. You can actually talk to them, you can buy things from them, and they will also be holding oxygen. So you can just wait for like maybe 20 minutes, just wait for pilots to fly in, speak to every single pilot, buy off their oxygen, and you should have a decent amount. Each pilot usually gives you about 500 to 1,000, allow you to buy 500 to 1,000 oxygen. So it's pretty fast. You should be able to get a stack of oxygen pretty quickly. So once you have your stack of oxygen, let's head over to Bubble Moon Base, which is where my factory is, and I'll show you guys the actual process. Now what we're going to do here is this. Imagine each cobalt, so I know that each cobalt is worth 198, right? Let's just round it off to 200, right? Imagine you bought you bought 5 cobalt. That will make it 1,000. So imagine if you bought 1,000 units worth of cobalt, and that's 5, right? The thing about this game is when you actually have oxygen, you actually multiply the cobalt. Now, as silly as that sounds, let me show you guys what I mean. Now, let's grab our cobalt. Now, I'm gonna make it... Okay, so I can't really show it very clearly because the amount is really big, but let's just put one here. Now, you notice that when I put a cobalt into a refiner... These are medium refiners, by the way. Medium refiners, I turn them into ionized cobalt at a 2:1 ratio. So it will take 2 cobalt and merge it into one single ionized cobalt. And that's why there's 4828, you divide by 2, you come out with 2414 ionized cobalt. But what happens when you add oxygen to it? Now all of a sudden, 2 cobalt and 2 oxygen will actually convert to 5 ionized cobalt. Now the number didn't seem to change because right now my limiting factor here is oxygen, and that's the problem here. So that's my limiting factor right now. So I'm not going to do it too many. I'm going to split this into half to just demonstrate to you how this actually works. Okay, wait, this is not helpful. So we're going to do it for a very small amount so that you guys roughly get an idea of what we're really doing here. I'm going to split the stack up to maybe about just okay, 1 doesn't make sense. Okay, hold on. Let me see how I can make it so that we can demonstrate this a little bit easier. Let's just try 37. So let's convert 37 cobalt and let's combine it with a couple of oxygen so that we maximize it. So for 37 cobalt, no, sorry, I need more oxygen. So imagining 37 cobalt is only going to get you 18 ionized cobalt, right? But just by adding a couple of oxygen, I mean, we're not going to use all obviously, but just by adding a couple of oxygen, we actually multiply this by quite a bit. So now for the 37 cobalt, instead of just becoming 18, we actually can make 90 of it. 90 ionized cobalt. Now, remember the number 37, alright? Because we are only going to play with what we have here. We started this with 37. Now I'm going to begin. Now it's going to be really fast because we are doing it in slow numbers. I just wanted to show you guys how it actually works. And you guys can do it in your own game or in your own save files. And then just expand it, because I do it fully expanded. So as you can see right now, our 37 cobalt has now turned into 90 ionized cobalt. Now this is all well and good. It gets interesting because your ionized cobalt can subsequently be multiplied. So if we put ionized cobalt back, now we're going to use 1 ionized cobalt to make 6, and it's going to cost us also again 2 oxygen. Now this 90, which used to be 37 cobalt, will subsequently become 540 ionized cobalt. Now, it's exponential obviously, if you guys haven't figured out by now. So basically our 37 little itty bitty, no, so 37 cobalt was destined for 18 ionized cobalt only, but now we are producing 540. Once this is done, let me show you how large this can get. That's what she said. But no, that can't be what she said. That's what he said, sorry. But yeah, so we're about to get our 540. So again, keep in mind, this all started with 37 cobalt only, alright? Now we have 540 ionized cobalt. And since we have oxygen, we can always plonk this back and multiply this even further. So with enough oxygen, this is going to turn into 2,202 cobalt. I'm not going to do this because you guys already get the idea. With oxygen, that's why I say oxygen is really the more important factor. Cobalt you can find anywhere. Oxygen is not as easy to find. So you can buy it off the space station, but the point is you need this oxygen to really expand these resources. Again, I've not left this screen. This all started with 37 cobalt, and we are now looking at potentially 2,000 over ionized cobalt. Now, assuming I did this, I can if I wanted to. But for the sake of the demonstration, I won't bother doing it. I'm just here. This is just to show you guys how big this can get. You're just going to keep multiplying like just exponentially. Now, what happens if we decide we're done? Alright, so again, remember that we talked about how this entire process started with 37 cobalt. If I remove this oxygen, ionized cobalt is actually, 1 ionized cobalt will turn into 2 cobalt. And from this 540, we are going to land ourselves with 1,080 cobalt. We can convert it. Now remember again, we started off with 37 cobalt. We have never left this screen. and in mere minutes, we have now multiplied it to 1,000 cobalt. Remember, each cobalt, one single cobalt is worth 198 units. Oh no, now it's worth 401 unit. But I think because the system was... I think where we were, I think the value was a lot lower, so it doesn't matter. The point is, from 37, we have multiplied it to, you know, 1,000 in a span of a few minutes. Now imagine if you are like me and you have 3 refiners. By the way guys, you can only put a maximum of 3 refiners. I think I covered that in the previous stream. You can actually split your oxygen into 3 stacks. You can split your cobalt into 3 stacks, and you can just let it multiply and just let the ionized cobalt multiply over and over and over again until you run out of oxygen, and the final step is to then convert it back into cobalt. And this started with 37 cobalt. Imagine if you had started with a full stack of 9999 cobalt and you have just converted it into ionized cobalt, you have multiplied it a few stages, and then you have reconverted it back into cobalt. You are looking at a potential 1:6 ratio. So imagine if you started with 1 stack of cobalt, by the end of your process, you will actually land yourself with 6 stacks of cobalt. And again, because the cobalt value is so high, yeah, it is going to be great. So yes, hi Melody. I hope you caught like the entire thing. I mean, it was a really short demonstration, but I just wanted to show you guys how one really good way, potentially good way. So again, it's potentially because today we are trying it out. I'm not sure if I will succeed in crashing the economy, but we'll try, okay? So this is how we essentially get our resources. We multiply them with oxygen, and the only thing that we are significantly spending money on is oxygen. That's the one thing that we have to buy. Everything else, we can actually just mine. You know, you just get into a cave, spend maybe about 20 minutes into a cave, and that's it. You just get what you need. So right now we have this amount of cobalt. Now I have a random ionized cobalt. God even knows why that's the case. Oops, sorry. Now why the hell do I have one random ionized cobalt sitting from... Hello? Okay. Sorry. OCD. Alright, so assuming you were like me and you were doing it, but you were doing it across 3 refiners. So again, I wanted to show you guys a small stack of cobalt just to demonstrate. I have obviously done the busy work off screen. And so don't worry, I've already collected all my cobalt here. So this is, by the way guys, this literally cost me almost nothing. Again, I think the upfront cost is really more from the oh, by the way, you can do this with chlorine as well. So chlorine is the base salt is worth 299 each. Compared to cobalt is worth 198. There we go. So cobalt is 198. And salt is 299. If you find a planet that gives a lot of salt, it's great as well, because salt subsequently can convert into chlorine with the exact same method by combining it with oxygen, and it becomes 602, and it multiplies quite exponentially as well. So yeah, salt and chlorine works the same way as cobalt to ionized cobalt. So you can use one or the other, or you can use both if you're greedy like me. If you can't tell by now, I am actually using both, and it all uses oxygen only. So yeah, so we have now about 4 stacks of ionized cobalt. For the sake of checking back, I'm going to just leave my last bunch of cobalt here just in case, okay? So we are going to work with only 4 stacks of cobalt. Now this is where the real test starts. Whether or not this method works. Again, I only read up on this. Okay, I know about the crashing economy from the first time I played the game, but I knew about this method only from like a video I saw recently. About like, it's basically a beginner's guide kind of thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head back to the space station. Now you can do this at any space station. Again, I didn't get a lot of success when I first tried it out, which is why I'm giving it a second try. Alright? So we will see how this goes. We won't know. I really wouldn't know how this goes. But let's try it out first, right? So how does this work? By crashing the market economy, what we're doing here is this. Now we are holding a buttload of cobalt. Now if you look at it, when our buy value for cobalt is minus 33%, right? So let's just remember minus 33%. What we can sell to them. Now by the way, we will make a loss because of this wait, where'd it go? Yeah. Oh wait, we can sell cobalt at minus 33% too. Great. Okay, so our buy and sell value is actually the same now, that's actually ideal. This is really how we want to start it. So our buy value for cobalt is minus 33%. Our sell value for cobalt is also minus 33%. Wait. Might be risky though. Okay, again, we'll try it out. I really do not know. I really do not know, okay? Like I said, the first time I tried it, it failed very badly. I didn't feel like it was working, but I'm going to try it still. So, we are going to sell our 39,996 cobalt, and it's going to net us a solid 7 mil. Let's see if this works, okay? So, we are going to sell everything. And of course, the cash is going to very nicely pour into us. Now, if you go back to the buys tab, you will notice that now the demand has dropped, because now we can buy back the same cobalt, 4,000. We can buy all that cobalt. Remember, we earned 7 million from that first transaction. Now, because all that cobalt that we have just sold is in the system right now, we can actually buy that for that all that cobalt. Okay, by the way, it is not the exact same number. It started with 39699, right, or something along that line, or 39969. We are now buying 40,000. The reason is because the system itself already had some cobalt. But my point is, because we crashed the market, it is now, instead of minus 33%, it is now minus 42%, because the system now has so much cobalt, nobody wants it. So we want it because we've actually sold it, and we can buy all our cobalt back for 5.8 million. So we will buy that back. And remember, we started off with 5 million. We have net ourselves almost 2 million, just like that. 2 clicks, 2 million right in the back. Alright, now the sad thing is we can't actually do the same thing again. So I don't believe you can daisy chain this, because unfortunately, if you see, we are going to get diminishing returns. Because right now, if I were to try and sell the cobalt again, it's only going to net me 4.6 million. So I'm going to progressively make a loss if I kept doing this. But it's not a loss, because we are not going to do it here. If you guys have a couple of systems open, this is where we can get interesting. We are going to bounce to a second system. So remember, we started our adventure in this I can't find the name. Oh yeah, because we are literally here. So let's head over to day and night. Now this was the system that we walked through, our second system that we walked through, right? So remember, we've crashed the economy on the first system, which is where we were at. We are now actually going to a new system where the economy has not been crashed. What this is going to do for us is, we are now going to do the exact same thing. We are going to come over here. If you notice right now, the buy value for cobalt is minus 36%. It's not the same as like the minus 40%, and the sell value should be the 3.6 or so. Yeah, 3.6. There we go. So, we are going to be able to sell these bad boys. Oops, sorry. We're going to be able to sell these bad boys for 7.8 million. And we're going to sell that right now. Look at that money jump up. And then we're going to buy it all back at a good guy price of 5.9 million. There we go. So right now, we are now 8.7 million. We've just earned ourselves a solid 1.7 million. And then we do it again. And then we pop to the next system. So okay, by the way, the Gulol, the Knitter, these were all systems that I got when I was trying to farm for my magic freighter. So I'm just going to go to any of this system. It really doesn't matter. As long as you're teleporting to a system where you have not crashed the market of cobalt. Now, this is of course something that you can multiply even further. Now, I'm only doing it with cobalt. If I have a solid stack of ionized cobalt, I can do the same as well. If I have a solid stack of salt or chlorine, I can do that as well. So you can imagine that this whole project can get really big, and you can really get a phenomenal amount of money. So and it's for so little work. All you're essentially doing is popping into a system, hitting to sell. You're selling all these bad boys for 8.2 million now. So let's sell all these bad boys for 8.2 million, and then we're just buying it back for 6.2 million. And if you guys can notice, the amount we are getting is actually slightly getting higher as well, because we are making profits every transaction. We started off with about 4 stacks, and now we've just got an extra 4,000 cobalt. And because we got the extra 4,000 cobalt, it's just gonna get even more valuable, you know, as we keep buying and selling. So we have 2 more bases. We've been to no, we have 3 more bases to hop to. No, wait. I think this one. Sorry, I lost track of which base we have been to, which base hasn't. So, like I said, the only way... I mean, do keep track of which bases you are jumping to, because you need to remember which are the economies that you have crashed versus those that you haven't. Yeah. So by the way, guys, if you're wondering, the ideal state of doing this is when you have 8 stack of that item. Because from what I understand from the video, once you have 8 stack of cobalt and you sell it all at once, you actually crash the economy to the lowest possible. My understanding is that you cannot crash the economy past 80%. So that's the best you can get. So once you have 8 stacks of cobalt, that's your queue to really sell. I'm just lazy. I just wanted to show you guys how it works. That's why I'm showing you guys with only 4 stacks. This is actually not optimal. If you wanted optimal, doing it with 8 stacks is the optimal way to do it. But I'm just showing you guys the gist of it. So like for example, again, see, as you can see, we are selling it for increasingly higher amount. We're gonna get 9 million from this transaction, and then we are going to buy it all back for only 6 million. We have just earned about a 3 million profit. There we go. So as you can see, our money from, we started off with 5 million, guys. We are now 13 million. And what? This was like, if you're talking about just the actual buy and sell, it was really short. Actually, the time comes a lot. A lot of time is taken in terms of like multiplying the oxygen. That's the one that takes a long time. Now, I believe the last system I haven't been to is Pearly Fits. Yep, so this is actually, so my understanding is this is actually one of the earlier ways you can really get the money. So if you really want the big ship, or like what Melody said, big shit. I'm kidding, I saw that. Nah, I know it's a typo. But yeah, if you really want a big boy ship really early on, just get yourself 3 refiners, get yourself a handful of cobalt, get yourself a buttload of oxygen, sit there for 2 hours. Like, you know what I did? I basically had my 3 refiners ongoing, and I was watching a YouTube video, that's it. I was watching like YouTube and Netflix while the thing was grinding away. So it is really low maintenance and low effort for a lot of money. So I think this should be our last one. Let's sell this bad boy here for 9.1 million. Is this correct? Why is it? Wait, I am at sell, right? Yeah, 9.1 million. And then we can buy this whole lot back at a solid 6.4 million. Alright. There we go. 6 million in the bag right there. So, yeah. Essentially, in a span of what, a couple of minutes and a couple of clicks, again, not including the fact that we were kind of grinding it out. There, 6 million. Oh, now will be a good time to show you. So, if you guys want this to be your continuous money making method, every time you drop by a system, always put in the effort to buy oxygen. So remember, the key to this entire grind is oxygen. If you do not have the oxygen, this won't work. Alright? So always put in the effort to buy the oxygen. And remember, I told you guys that whenever a pilot comes in, you can actually speak to the pilot and you can buy more oxygen from him. And oxygen is so dirt cheap, especially when you have this method. You are going to be rolling in units in like a span of a couple of hours, which is a lot lesser than you would think. So yeah, see, oxygen like that. So we're getting a good, okay, so oxygen demand, this is bad. Okay, I should have bought it. This is not a good price, but never mind, we're filthy rich right now. Look at this. Yeah, so if you want, you can kind of hang around here and just buy oxygen, and by the time you finish rotating between all 5 stations, you have enough oxygen to set up your next batch of cobalt. So yeah. Yeah, essentially, that's that. Right now, we are sitting at a phenomenal... We're almost at our 5th stack of cobalt already. And if you... Of course, right now, I've only unlocked 6 systems, so it's not really optimal because... my understanding is that the more system you have, that's the more bouncers you can do. So, I'm gonna jump back to... So, but there's one thing you guys must take note. Unfortunately, I cannot rotate like that. Because when I go back to my first... So this was the starting system where we first started crashing the economy, right? Now, let's take a look at what happened to that system. Remember when we crashed the economy, we are unable to sell more cobalt because we were actually making a loss. And because we make a loss, we will also... Even if we buy back, we will not recoup the amount. The reason is this is actually how the game balances out this method. Essentially, the game actually has a cooldown period. This cobalt is going to be stuck at minus 41.9% for at least a few days. I kid you not, guys. My understanding is that for the economy to recover, so of course over time, okay, don't quote me on this. I have seen that the amount dropped before, so I'm not sure, but I know that there are some YouTubers are claiming that the market don't recover. I don't think that's the case. I just think that the market recovers extremely slowly, and that was how Hello Games tried to nerf or balance this issue. But I'm quite confident that the market will recover. But that is actually how the developers have tried to balance this entire nightmare. So honestly, if they didn't do this, you could actually just bounce between two systems back and forth, and you can just earn big bucks all the way just by letting it reset. So I think that's why they put it on a cooldown timer, and it is, I suspect, by the days. So it will take a while before our Cobalt value gets back into a good amount. But what is important is, now obviously we can't sell it, right? Because when we sell it, we make a loss. But because we have crashed the market, the next few days, this system is going to always give me the ability to buy Cobalt at cheap prices. Because it's so cheap. Now this is great because while the economy doesn't recover, what does recover is the stock. Now remember, we bought all the Cobalt here. Because we teleported away and we came back, the Cobalt has refreshed, and now we can buy another 74 Cobalt if we wanted to. And we can buy it for dirt cheap. Like, honestly, yeah, it's okay. I mean, to be fair, oxygen is still cheaper, because that's what I mean by oxygen is always just cheap. Always buy oxygen, right? But Cobalt, you can buy it for dirt cheap. And remember, we said that the Cobalt, you just need a small handful to really kickstart and multiply it. You can just buy this really cheap Cobalt and just start multiplying with oxygen, and you can just kickstart the entire process all over again. And remember guys, this entire method, we never lose our Cobalt. My initial 4 stack of Cobalt is still right here. I've earned more Cobalt, and I've earned crap load of money. I started with 5 million guys. This one sitting alone, 6 systems, I have earned 10 million right there. And once you are done with this, so once you are done with this, you say that I'm done with, I have enough money, I have like all the money I need, I don't think I ever want to do this again. Just sell off your Cobalt. Just sell it off. You can get one last check-in of money, and that's it. You're done. And you're just rolling in money, and you're laughing all the way to the bank. So yeah, so honestly, with this amount right here, I can very safely say I should be able to buy, honestly, whatever ship I want. This stupid ass system doesn't seem to generate ships at all, so that makes me very unhappy. Why are there no ships coming in? It pisses me off. You know, let's hop over to another system and go for ship RNG or something. Yeah, okay, we'll go to day and night. Big. Oh yeah, I need to be a day and night anyway. Yeah, so this is in the gist of it. If you really want an easy way to earn money, okay, I personally don't recommend this unless you are the kind that you just really want to rush and get as much money as you can, which is nothing wrong again. Again, the whole point of No Man's Sky is you should play the way you want. If you gain a lot of value from being the richest man in the universe, then by all means do this. I mean, I'm showing you guys because it is a valid, legitimate reason. Now, my understanding is that I know it's legitimate because I know that Hello Games is aware of this shit. So, Hello Games, originally when people discovered this method, it was actually even more exploitable, it was even easier. But I think subsequently they realized how bad it was, so they nerfed it by nerfing the economy, they nerfed the value of Cobalt, they nerfed the ratio of Cobalt conversion, so it became a little bit less effective, but it is still effective as hell, as I've already just shown, right? It's still freaking effective, so it's no loss there, honestly. Shit. Oh yeah, by the way, with money, every time you travel to a space station, you can buy these bad boys here as well. So that's a plus. Now, are there any ships that are gonna come by? Jesus. Huh. Oh, there they are. There might be a ship coming in. We might get lucky. Yeah, so honestly, with this system, right now, if you have more, I would recommend you make a few more warp jumps and get yourself more, even more systems discovered. This way, you can crash the economy at this system and then just hop to all the different systems and just keep crashing the economy and getting big boy money like that. Now, let's see. There we go. This silly ass ship is B class and is only 1.4 million. Easily affordable. Well, this bad boy here is 10 million. If it, oh wow. Okay, honestly, if he had wings, I would have totally bought it already. I mean, 10 million, something of, I mean, it's within our limits as well. It is essentially what we've earned. Now, this one is really dirt cheap, right? It's just 6%. Honestly, like, honestly, all of a sudden, everything is cheap, isn't it? When you have this kind of money. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, if it's not clear enough by now, that's a really good way to earn money. In fact, I'm gonna show you guys, honestly, if you really just wanted to just unlock more, let's actually head over to, wait, I forgot, did I buy the oxygen from here? Oh, I didn't. Yeah, give me that. Alright, let's get the oxygen. You can see the cobalt amount is still crashed, so we can actually buy a bit more if we wanted to. Again, we have a lot of money to play with right now, so yeah, I mean, honestly, we have basically crashed the economy so badly. We basically can buy as long as we are buying cobalt, it is dirt cheap. It's as simple as that. Now, why the hell are these wings so small? God damn, you know what they say about men with small wings? Look at all these ships that are suddenly affordable. I don't know if you guys remember the last stream, which was yesterday's stream. I was looking at all the ships and whining that I would never afford it. And then all of a sudden now everything is affordable. Oh god, they are ugly as hell, Jesus. Yeah, so all of a sudden all these ships are affordable already. So, but unfortunately the ship grinding in this game is another RNGesus thing. You cannot actually control, there is no ship depot where you can buy your ships. You essentially have to sit here hours and hours on end looking at ships come in, hoping that you find a ship that you like, and based on... So again, similarly to freighters, don't care so much about the grade. Focus on getting the ship that design-wise looks good, because subsequently when you earn enough money, you can actually upgrade the... So for example, if I think this shuttle looks nice, right, but it's only a B class, I can just buy it now for cheap anyway, and subsequently upgrade it to A class and then S class. So that's an entirely different system on its own. I'm not going to show you guys today, but basically don't worry so much about the class. If you see a ship that looks nice and it calls out to you, buy it. Because honestly, if you miss it, the next time you see the ship, it might be never. Because again, the game is RNG based. So like for example, I may never see this ship again, or I may not get lucky and get the exact same design. So honestly, if you have the money and the ship design happens to be something you want, get it. Okay, but honestly though, why are there no ships that I like? Hey look, the talent of Melody. Melody, that's your ship. Haha! Look at this bad boy. I mean, I wouldn't have minded if the wings was a little bit bigger. But ooh, that one looks nice. Oh, and it's only a 1 million? That's cheap. A Kunuk's will. Oh man. Now this one looks like a giant PP though. It's only it's only not even 5 million, 500,000. Bye! Your shit! Okay, well. Yeah, so unfortunately there's no more economies to crash, so our economy crashing is at a standstill, but at least we know it works. So in a situation like this, there's two options you want. If you are like me and you have too little economy, or rather too little systems, what you can do is you can just wait a few days or just play other content. So you can go planet exploring, you can go and do your freighters or do other things, and basically let the economy recover. Hey, size is important, right? Ask any women. Or men, whichever. But, you know, size is important. So yeah, if let's say you run out of systems like me to teleport to, don't worry, it's not over yet. So don't forget that your starship does... Ooh, what the fuck? Some of these ships are flying and you don't have any idea how they're flying. Oh, by the way, my first ship I want to buy as a hauler. If you notice, this class is a hauler. Our current pre-order ship is a fighter, and this bad boy here is a shuttle. There is one more type, I think, which is exotic, I think. Yeah, so that's a special one. But it's okay. So in a case like this where you ran out of whatchamacallit, you run out of system to crash, it's okay. You can always take off into space and try not to crash into the NPCs. And let's go discover more planets. Yeah. So no worries. Okay, so if you notice, I'm kind of still hanging around the area that we started in. So we kind of started our adventure... Oh lord, I have lost track of where I started my adventure. Here, somewhere here. Yeah, that's oh yeah, that's Susan. Yeah. So we kind of started our adventure somewhere here, right? And okay, this is just my own personal habit. You don't have to do it. Remember we said that the end game is actually there. So if you want to, if let's say you're done like doing stupid things or just doing your own things and you are bored and you want to continue on the story, just always head towards that star. So always walk towards systems nearer. And if you think that your game is going to be over very soon, it's not. I think I demonstrated this in a different live stream previously, but I'll just show it here again. If you want to know the scale of how big this freaking game is, I'm traveling across the galaxy right now. And every one of these little stars here is a system, and every system has about 3 to 5 planets. Maybe some, if you're lucky, some might have 7. And yeah, I'm going in a straight line, guys. If I really wanted to go this way, I could. And every one of these little stars here is a self-contained little adventure for you to play around in. So, you see, right now we are already like freaking 6,000 light years away, and we're still traveling. And honestly, I don't feel like we're any nearer than to the galaxy core. So we can keep going, boys. We can just keep going and going and going, and that's how big this freaking world is. That's why when the game developers say that there's like quintillion planets, there are. Honestly, Melody, you just asked a really good question. Where is the boundary of the universe? My answer is no idea. Honestly, no idea. I've been flying in a straight line and we have not hit boundaries yet. I actually have no idea. And in fact, I don't even know if anyone can give you the answer, because this game is just that infinite. And that's why I mean, we are now at 14,000 light years, and we are still going. Honestly, we're still going. Oh, if you guys want to know how far we are from the center of the universe, look at the top left hand side. Yep. In order to reach the center of the universe, we have to travel another 600,000 light years. We have only traveled 17,000 light years, guys. And we're still going. We are still going. So, imagine, this is essentially how big this goddamn game is. Again, the developers, I felt like the developers has done a phenomenal job. I mean, it is literally genius minds that came up with this game, because it's great, it's huge. I mean, I can press backspace to go back to where we started from. So right now we are literally 700,000 light years away from from the galaxy core. By the way, the end game is actually at that center. So if you want to complete, my understanding is if you wanted to complete the game, you actually have to travel to the galactic core. It is a long game. That's why I said it's a chill stream, because if I wanted to do this as a full live stream series, it's going to span 1,000 episodes. I honestly feel if we wanted to record every single episode, it's easily going to be 1,000 episodes. So screw that, man. It is a free-form game. It is a game that encourages you to do it the way you want it and not force you to play a certain way. So I really recommend you guys take your time with it. But yeah, so back to what we were doing. So we are talking about crashing the economy, right? So I like to hang around the stars around here first, because when I set up my trade routes, it makes it a bit easier when it's nearby. It also makes it easier, and it also makes it a lot cheaper to travel. Remember, the further you fly, the further you jump, the more antimatter, the starship fuel you need. No, what is it called again? I forgot what's the name of that shit called. The thing that you use. Okay, so, but it doesn't matter. We can actually just pop by one of these bad boys here. Yeah, so 45 light years. So let's just jump in. Yeet! Yeah, so I like to explore all the systems nearby first. And then maybe I will do a really long jump somewhere really far, and then I'll start the cycle again. So I like to get familiar with the system I'm in. Oh, this conflict level is at war. Oh dear. Oh, by the way, as a new habit, generally once you reach this point of the game, and especially once you... that is a very nice planet! So as I think I shared with you guys before, make it a habit to check out where you are. So this is actually a system that we are the first here, so that's cool. We can actually rename it if we wanted to. This looks like a pretty cool planet though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go check out that planet later. But yeah, I heard something walking. Oh, hi! Oh, I think they're frigates. Probably. Moss coming. Oh, that looks nice. Yeah. Alright, so make it a habit. The other habit that you want to do is when you are in this planet. Oops, not this. Head back to the galaxy map and check out the planet you're in, because you can actually get more information about the planet you're in. If I can actually get it to work. Yeah. So this is really lucky. This is the planet I must save. If you notice right now, there is a 3-star planet. So look at the planet. Under the name of the planet, you will get some information. What you want to look at is 3-star. 3-star planets are generally better because anything to do with RNG, that means basically your ships, your freighter, your multi-tools that you encounter, the things that you encounter. If you're looking for S rank things, this is where you want to be, because 3-star planets generally generate S rank at a slightly higher rate. Honestly, I think it's just an additional 2%. It's not very big. It's still a freaking grind, but you know, 2% is still a percentage increase, you know. But yeah, so it's a 3-star planet. I mean, it's a 3-star system, so this is a pretty good system. I want to make sure I remember this system. So yeah, let's also come by and no, where the hell is the space station? God damn it. There it is. Yeah, so but we are here for one purpose, so we're gonna head over to this bit right here. We're just gonna land ourselves at the space station. I'm not sure whether the design of the space station corresponds with the class of the planet. It could be, I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Right, so let's land our Vector Prime. Alright. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, so remember we're here to earn money, right? So we can always do that. So we can make the effort to jump to different systems, and then we can just make money. And then once we are done, once we are bored and we want to explore more, we already have so many systems and so many new planets to explore. So you can kind of do that in your leisure time while you wait for the economy to recover. So that's great. So if you guys forgotten, let's hit to sell Cobalt. So we're gonna sell all our Cobalt for 9.1 million. Not the best, but not the worst either. And then we're gonna buy it all back at 6.6 million. So that net us about $2 to $3 million right there. Now we are at 8. Yeah, so we got about 3 million from that. And as a habit, always buy the oxygen, don't forget. And let's go. Yep, so once we have discovered this planet, now this was a, oh wow, you are a very pretty looking ship. You are, I mean, the design looks good, but it is a shuttle. The one thing that I can't change is the class, and I still want a hauler, so screw that. Yep, so we felt, oh wait, now that we're here, we might as well not forget to do this. Stop. No, we're not stopping. We're getting money. We are here for moolahs. And we are here to earn many moolahs. Yeah, make it a habit also. Okay, I won't do it now because I'm afraid I might lose track of the system. So I'm gonna do it off screen. But every time if you're doing the money grind and you're jumping between systems, take the extra effort to come here and just buy the exosuit. Honestly though, the exosuit upgrades are great. And I mean, it is 60,000 units for one upgrade, and it's gonna get higher. But let's be serious here. Look at the money we have. The money we, oh, you are a sexy looking ship. We're a fighter, eh? I'm looking for a hauler. I want a big boy hauler. Yeah, like, this is a shuttle. Now, I really want a big boy hauler. Yeah, are you a hauler? A hauler? Hello? Is anybody gonna fly a hauler in? Ew. Sad. Yeah, I mean, now that we're done here, we can essentially... Oh wait, by the way, yeah, I was saying, so generally my habit is if I've discovered a planet, hey look, we're still online service, good, so we can book this planet. What I like to do is, wait, how come I can't, oh yeah, there it is. So, you can name the planet the way you like, right? So what I like to do is I will put this, and then I'll just give the planet a name. Let's give, I don't know what to name it, I'm just gonna name it the same way. Poirust Sock. Yeah, so I either give it a nice name, like sometimes I'll give it a stupid name like 3S many copper or something. I mean, I used to do that, but right now what I do, so the 3S basically, if it's not clear enough by now, it means 3 star. But there's another reason why I wanted to name it like that, because in future, and I'm literally hoping that in future the developers do this. Wait, actually, in fact, I'm not sure. Maybe the developers do it now already. Hang on, let's see. We could have gotten lucky, and the developers may have done it. So I remember one of the periods where I was playing this game and I was doing the trade routes. One of the absolute nightmare was actually remembering your planets that you are supposed to go to. So if you notice the portal system, there is still no filter. Yep, there's no filter. That makes me sad. Yeah, so right off the bat you can see, because there is no filter in the game, very soon, especially when you travel between so many different planets and worlds or systems, this stupid page here is going to be filled with so many freaking... Yeah, it's just going to be filled with so many freaking things, and you are not going to be able to keep track. The game does give you handy little icons here. So by the way, if you guys aren't sure, these are actually the icons that corresponds with the trading. So I talked about, I'll dedicate a separate live stream just for the trading routes once I get a good trading route started. But basically, long story short, these icons represent the items that they value, and each item. So for example, if this planet has this item value, right? there will be another planet that will like this item, and you can actually sell it to them, and then you can daisy chain it and sell it to another one. So it's basically a loop. I'm not going to go through that. I'll go through that more in detail when I actually have a trade route up. But for now, the point is, right now you notice there's no filtering, there's no sort, there's no search button. I am hoping the developers at some point does it so that you can actually key in 3S and all your 3-star bases will come up. I'm hoping. Right now you don't see any search buttons, you don't see any filter buttons either, and so apparently it's still the same problem. There is no reliable way to keep track of which planet you are at. So the only way is to rename it in a way that you can recognize. I really love that ship, the color is great, but it's a fighter, so that makes me sad. Ah well, no hauler. Oh well. But yeah, so I just named that planet 3S. Now, once I reach the point where I have a trade route, or rather when I'm looking for my trade routes, I will actually name the planets slightly differently. But it's up to you. Honestly, the game allows you to name the planet, so just do it the way you want. You can name it like, you know, some stupid name or something, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so let's jump to one more planet. I'm not gonna put in too much time into this. Hyperdrive has no fuel. God damn. Whoops. Warp cell. Yeah. Okay, so we ran out of warp cells again. Okay, I'm gonna have to go and spend some off-screen time to go and get the warp cells, but it's okay. We're cool with that. Right. So now we can warp. So again, remember, because now what we're doing now is we are finding more systems, so that once all our systems recover, we can then do the jumps again, but this time we can do it more efficiently because there's more planets to jump to, which is another reason why I recommend you do it in planets close by, so that you can cover as many ground as you can, and it does help in the longer run. Once you spend the warp cells to jump to those planets, you never have to worry about that again, because remember, every planet has a space station and every space station has a teleporter. So teleporting is free. So the good thing is, while you are scouting, so just consider this like a scouting phase. You are really just scouting out planets. Once you have scouted the planets you want, you don't have to worry about, you know, ever having to come by and do things again, because you're done. Alright, so here we are. Let's just drop by the city. Okay, you know what? I really feel like this little thingy corresponds to the system, the stars. Quick check. I really feel like it corresponds to the stars, you know. Oh, I can't actually see it. God dang. Oh, by the way, this is medium supply only. Yeah, so if you guys are wondering, this is where it is. So the economy, nano construction, medium supply. So there's two stats to it. I won't talk about it now, it's too complicated. The trading system is, it can get really complicated and complex. So yeah, it'll be fine. We'll talk about it when it's time. Let's orientate ourselves correctly. Yeah, you know what? I really feel like the space station corresponds to the number of stars. I feel like this is a 2-star. No, it could be a 3-star though. That's a very long runway. You think it's a 3-star? I don't know, man. Doesn't matter. Oh, by the way, even though we talked about star and the quality of the planet, it doesn't affect the method that we're doing now. So the method of buying and selling cobalt and crashing the system, this has nothing to do with the system quality you are in. So generally, the number of stars the system quality is more tied to your RNG and your chances of getting a S rank or A rank. It has much lesser to do with trait values. At least not that I know of. Maybe there are some impact, but it's not significant enough for me to really care. But yeah, we're gonna sell all of these bad boy for 10 million, and we are going to buy back most likely at 6 million or something. 6 million. Look at that. 4 mil, just like that. Easy profits, big boys. Look at us. We are at 21 million. Oh lord. Oh, you are a... Oh wow. Guys, I find the hauler that looks good, and it's 36 million. All of a sudden I feel poor again. Okay, it looked cool because the color looked cool, and then when I looked when I came to the front of the hauler, I realized that it's not that cool anymore. I don't feel so bad now. Initially, I was about to comment that the wings was very weird, and then I realized that the front is out of shape. I am OCD to heck. I cannot stand an a not symmetrical shit. Look at that. Ew. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Blech. You can carry on. Okay, let's leave this planet. Let's leave this system before even better shit comes. Okay, I really feel like this system system is probably a 3-star though. I'm getting a sensing as a 3-star. But let's see. I mean, it's easy for us to find out. We can just hop by here. Oh, it's 2-star only. Very cool. Alright. We should be able to do a couple more jumps. So let's kind of just jump all around this area so that we kind of unlock and discover more of these bad boys here. Sevis Loam. Oh, there's so many planets here for me to play in. Hell yeah, let's go. Eee. Oh shit, I forgot to buy oxygen. Crap. Ah. Oh, by the way, while you're doing this, a good news is, if let's say you're looking for freighters, this would be a good chance to do your freighter quest as well. Because you are definitely going to easily cover the five jump criteria. Hey, look, the space station. Okay, so I'm convinced that the space station has nothing to do with the rank anymore. I think the space station has everything to do with the type of planet you're on. So like the race. Okay, why is there so many of these bad boys here? Oh wow, this spaceship is literally an arrow. There's a lot of planets to explore here though. Yeah, so like I said, another good thing is as you're doing this grindy stuff, you are also unlocking systems. So essentially you can then unlock the system. You can hop by the planet. So once you're done, when you're bored of grinding, you can then you can just go to all these planets that you've just discovered and, you know, explore. Earn a little bit of money extra on the side, get some cobalt, get some oxygen and restart the entire process. You know, everybody's happy with that. And again, your income is just, your earnings are just gonna keep exponentially going up. Like you see, 10 mil right here. Sell, and then we can buy it back for 6 mil. So this one is also again, I think another about 4 mil. But that leaves us with about 26. Okay, so this one, I think this one we didn't earn as much, but it's alright. Yeah. Alright, let's jump to maybe about 2 more systems. I want to leave my... Oh my, okay, no, I can't jump into any more other systems. We can, at most we can jump to 1 more system only. And then I'll need to spend some off-screen time doing a lot of grinding for antimatter. Thankfully, antimatter is not the most complicated thing to find. Anyway, I do need the space, the antimatter, so that I can continue jumping. Especially my next project is going to be looking for a trade route. Looking for trade routes will require you to do a lot of jumps because you are really scouting out planets that is suitable for your trading. So you have to be mentally prepared that it will cost quite a bit of, you know, whatchamacallit? Quite a bit. Oh wow, there's a planet here. For Shom. I have a good feeling about you. Let's go. So many. Oh wow. So this should be our last jump. And sorry, like I was saying, it's going to be a lot of hyper jumping also because we are also looking and scouting for planets, and we only know the planet once we actually land on it. By the way, guys, if you install an economy scanner, you actually can see the economy before you scout the planet. But honestly, the economy is actually just the, like, remember I told you about the two numbers? You still cannot see the star, I think. So yeah, I still feel like you still need to actually physically travel to the planets in order to find out how many stars they are. But it will be easier for the economy one, so it's fine. Alright, last space station. Let's see in total. So as a reminder, guys, we started off with 5 million. We are about to end today's live stream with I'm trying to see if we can end today's live stream with 30 million. Because that's gonna make me super happy. And then of course I'm not gonna do the stupid thing. I'm going to actually go and sell. No, not sell. I'm going to hold on to that stack of cobalt because, like I said, in order to maximize your gains, you really want to have 8 stacks of cobalt. So honestly, right now we are not doing it optimally because we only have 5 stacks of cobalt. Once we have 8 stacks of cobalt, and once we wait for all the market to recover and we do this again, we will be bringing in so much money. It's ridiculous, guys. So yeah, brace yourselves. The real money is coming. Is it me or are we stuck with selling only? I felt like I saw this value before. Huh. I don't feel like we're making... Wait, okay, can we remember 26446? So 26446, right? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Me and my big mouth. Doesn't matter, we are earning money. Sorry, I'll shut up now. Wait, this demand is more expensive. I shouldn't buy oxygen from here. Nah. As rich as I am, I'm still a cheapo at heart. I'm a Singaporean, I'm a cheapo at heart, so screw that. Alright, so now that we're done crashing economies and basically being a scum of the planets, let's go back home and like roll in our money. What the F is Eden? Huh? Why is there Eden here? Wait, what? There's another base? Have I been to another base? Huh? What the? I don't know. Why is it there? That's confusing. That confuses me greatly. Oh, well, whatever. Alright, so now that we're done, we can actually go back home and just enjoy our new enjoy our newfound richness. Yeah, so like I said, if you want to be super smart about it, don't sell away all that cobalt you have grinded. So honestly though, that 8 stack of cobalt should always remain with you. Because remember, we have not actually lost any cobalt. In fact, we have only been gaining cobalt. We haven't actually lost any cobalt. But my point is, 8 is really the optimal stack that you want to work with. So while we don't have 8 now, I'm going to store all my bad boys here. I mean, at some point we'll run out of space. But the point is, we're just going to store it here first. We're not going to get rid of it. Oh, but look! Just by jumping around and buying oxygen, look at us with another stack of oxygen. If we want to start multiplying these bad boys, yeah! By the way, this is the reason why I have ionized cobalt here. I don't intend to multiply this. I intend to just directly multiply the ionized cobalt because it's more worth it. So yeah, you know what? In fact, I'm kind of in the grove of it. Let's get started. Oh no, I'm such a greed. I mean, I can show you guys how I do it. Usually I have 3 of these bad boys here, right? So I'll take a stack of oxygen. I will split it by 2 stacks, leaving about 2k. And then I will take my stack of ionized cobalt and I'll split it by 2 stacks as well. And then I'll just let it go. And then we can come over here, same thing. So in this case, I will split the ionized cobalt by 1 stack instead. And then I will split the oxygen by 1 stack. Let it roll. And then last one, we are going to get this, the last of the ionized cobalt in here. And then we're gonna get the oxygen in here. And we are just sitting here multiplying. So yeah, so then I'll just leave this on. I will look at my other screen. I'm just gonna get started on like watching videos or something, or just gonna watch YouTube or something. And every once in a while, I mean, just as a habit, every once in a while I'll just come in here. Whatever's been produced here, I'll just put it back here. And then just get it started again. So you'll notice that the stack here is always stuck at 4095 because that is the max stack that you can have. So even though you see, for example, even though I'm processing and grinding things down, right, I'm gonna remove this and put it here. It's still gonna be 4095. So 4095 is the maximum stack you can show. So it doesn't mean that you're only gonna get 4095. You're gonna get way more than 4095. Basically, our 1 stack of ionized cobalt by the end of this, so by the time everything here finishes, assuming they did process everything, I will have 6 stacks of ionized cobalt because it is at a 1:6 ratio. So 1 ionized cobalt is going to turn into 6 ionized cobalt. So we are multiplying it by 6. So yeah, essentially you just sit here, listen to the beautiful sound of money being grinded. Once you have 8 stacks, get to your first system, crash it, jump to the next system, crash it, crash until all your systems are crashed. And then you should be freaking rich by then. You can just jump around and do other things. Just go to a planet, go and send your freighters out for missions, go do your own stuff, and then wait for the systems to recover. Once they recover, you just do it again. So again, regarding the system recovery, there are YouTubers out there that say that the system don't recover. I really do not know. I feel like the systems recover just very, very slowly. So we will find out soon. Anyway, after a few more live streams, we can always check back at the system and see whether is it still at minus 41%, because that was our original minus 41%. That was the crash state, right? So we can always find that out. Yeah. So but yeah, I think that's all the time we have for this live stream. I know it's a really short one because there wasn't a lot to update. It was really just I'm going to be doing a lot of this money grinding off screen. The next time we come back, we are probably going to be filthy rich. Off screen, I will also be scouting out my favorite and coolest looking ship. Hopefully we find a ship that is nice. Off screen, I'm also going to do my own exploring of other planets. I'm just going to go and find planets, get into some trouble, some adventure, so on and so forth. And once we're comfortable, we will most likely get started. Oh no, wait! There is one last thing I wanted to show you guys, but I realized that we don't have time. No, I think we do. No. Okay, the last one is really fast. Something that I also read up. I didn't know it was in the game, but I really wanted to try. This. How many do I need? Let's make 12. Oh my god, not enough. Let's just make 5. Okay. So, okay. I'm sorry, I wanted to do this, which is why but I totally forgot. So let's... Okay, I'm just gonna go into a random... Oh, I know. We can do this smart. Do you guys remember which was the planet that we had? It's so stupid that I kind of almost did my outro, and then I realized that I wanted to explore more because I suddenly remembered that... What are you? Ew. No, this is not it. I mean, this is where our Pokédex can become really useful though. No, this is not what I want. No, I don't think it was day and night. I think it was another planet. Was it Hagati? Is that a snow planet? Oh yes! Oh yeah, this one. Some Safafafa Pika. Ah yeah, this one. Okay, so remember we had this little... we discovered this cool beans. Look, I mean, this one is pretty cool beans, I won't lie. It's a freaking crab. Okay, honestly, this... Yeah, this planet has pretty cool looking dinosaurs, or whatever they're called. Okay, so we'll go to this one. So that one is actually at... Oh god, we have so many systems, it's ridiculous. Okay, so we're gonna head to the Hagati, and then we need to head to... Zephalon. Okay, so one last thing to show you guys before we end the live stream. Come on. This is quite exciting. I read up on it. I didn't research on it, so we are discovering it together. So if I screw up, I'm sorry, guys. Oh my god, you see, there's no sorting system. Can you imagine when you travel to so many space stations, you're just gonna keep scrolling non-stop? I really hope the developers add a search button soon, or a search bar, or a filter at least. At least a filter. Yeah, a filter would be more than enough, honestly. Yeah, so oh well, we'll find out. I mean, a search bar would be best, but a filter would be nice. Anything, man, because I do suspect that people who have been playing this game for too long will probably have so many planets, it's ridiculous. Like, actually ridiculous. Alright, so let's get into some trouble. I hope I won't get this wrong, because again, like I said, I read about it, but I didn't read up on it. So I kind of glanced through, and then I realized that you could do this. So we're gonna go and try it out. Oh, this is exciting. Hey, my freighter is here. Hi, freighter. Oh wait, we haven't sent our frigate off. Ah, forget it. Wait, it is Ossipute. Wrong place. Is it that one? That's Cobalt. Wait, I teleported to the wrong planet, didn't I? Oh no, correct, it's correct. Zephalon. Where's Zephalon? Hello? No, not this. This is the space station, yeah. What the hell is Zephalon? Is that you? Oh, there you are! Alright, let's go. We need to clear the space station first before we can jump anyway. Oops, space station procs. Alright, let's yeet. Oh yeah, so Zephalon is like the furthest planet from the space station if I remember. It does take about a solid, almost close to a minute to, even with pulse. But we have a lot of pulse to work with. Wait, how's our resource? Oh, by the way, you can actually open your menus. We're doing pretty good. I mean, we have a lot of inventory space. Oh yeah, so off screen, I'm gonna use all this bad boy money, and then I'm gonna probably... I mean, I do suspect I can potentially max out everything though. But we'll see. There's actually a lot of slots to max out. Like, this area needs to be maxed out as well. These bad boys need to be maxed out as well. There's many things to max out. Ah well. Let's get this.
Technology recharge.
Yeah, terrain manipulator probably needs to be... Oops. Alright, so we enter orbit. Incoming! Stick the landing! Do a planetary scan. See if we can find ourselves a decent landing spot. Okay, to be honest, what we want to do, we don't really need a landing spot. I'm just lazy. I just want to find a good place to chill. Because again, I'm not sure how long it will take. I don't think it will take that long because all I wanted to show you guys that is you can do it. It's going to be again another quote unquote grind fest. Oh! Oh, this looks good. Can I land? I'm gonna click through it. Oh yeah! Doesn't matter. There we go. Here we are. Nice cold planet. I mean, since we're here, we might as well. Yeah, there's a module. Hello? I would like the slime. Alright, let's go learn some words or earn some nanites, whatever the game gives me. I'll take anything, honestly. Oh, created navigation data, do that. Yeah. By the way, I remember, I think this navigation data, we're supposed to use it to find, like, crash ships and shit. But, I'll figure it out another time. Alright, there we go. Okay, so now what we are here for. Oh, there's one bad boy right there. Hello? Do we want it? Does it look cool? It's a Formidacud. Is there another option? I want something cooler, you know. Let's see. Hello? I am looking for a cool thing. What are you? You look cool. You are a... Oh no, you're a baby for me, cuckoo. Oh. Okay, let's go over to the rice here and we... Oh! Hello? What are you? You are ugly. Okay, wait. Let's try here. Oh, you. Look at you. Oh, look at you. You are weird. Okay, so this is what we're gonna try and do. Okay, I may mess up, but we can offer food. There we go. There we go. So there is actually feeding and Pokemon catching right now. So we can actually feed creature pellets and that will calm them and they will become more friendly with us. So, and the best part is we can actually mount them or we can farm them. So like for example cows, we can milk them if we really wanted to. We can actually continue to feed them. We can use them to bait as well. We can use the food to bait them so that they can calm down. But more importantly, we can adopt a creature. And it actually is a permanent creature that's added. I read up that I think you can hold up to 6 creatures. But yeah. So, can I feed it more? How do I mount it? I'm not actually sure. Oh, there it is! I can extract berries. Nah, write it. Oh no, I love it! I mean, let's ignore the fact that I'm almost 2 times big, like, way too tall. But, oh, look at us! Yeah, we can milk them. Okay, so obviously we can't milk. It's not everything is milk. I mean, when I say milk, it's more of like example. Like, you know how you farm cows and then you milk them? So like for example, this bad boy here probably gives us berries instead. So, oh shit. Yeah, so like you see, we can offer the food. And then now he's a happy boy. And then we can extract berries from him. So let's see what he... See? So we get a bunch of like leopard fruits. So some berries as well. I'm not sure what berries are for, but more importantly, we can actually adopt this bad boy as a companion if we wanted to. So, yeah. I don't even know when they added this update, but freaking hell, every planet now is a potential for Pokemon right now. If you reach a... So, what this means is if you actually go to a planet and you actually find something that you like, ooh! Oh, that's very, very expensive. It's really good. But it's some... nutrient processor. And it's probably some food thing that I haven't unlocked it or I haven't discovered yet. Like I said, the game has evolved a lot. So, but yeah, so you essentially have Pokemon right now. Every time you go to a new planet, if you see a creature that you like, feed it the pellets and yeah, bring it home. Freaking hell, just bring it home. So yeah, a lot of great things this game is offering right now, man. I mean, like when I read up that there was like taming as well as like yeah, honestly, the moment I saw that there was taming, I was done really. I was like, okay, yes please, I must try it out. So yeah, I mean, a lot of great... Hey, is there a poo-poo? Oh no, I think my animal did a poo-poo. Did you do this poo-poo? Oh no. How do I... Can I collect your poo-poo? Oh, search down samples. Yo, hang on. Sir, could you get out of the way? You're very cute, but... Sit there. Poo-poo! Wait, what can I... Oh, there it is. Oh. Oh, so the fasciums that I've been calling feces is actually literally feces. Well, you learn something new every day, god dang. Oh! Are you a crabmon? Oh, you're one of those crabmons. You're very tiny, aren't you? I don't think I can ride you. Not that I want to, but Jesus. Oh well, there's so many cool things now. Like, can you imagine? And I don't think it's coincidence that they only allow you to keep 6 Pokemon. Shit, 6 6 pets with you. Like, you know, like how you can hold on to 6 Pokemon only. Okay, so I'm not sure whether there's any way to bank more pets. I know that you can keep up to 12 ships. I think I talked about that in our freighter episode. So you can keep up to 12 ships. But I think from what I read, you can only keep up to 6 animals. So you have to choose your animals wisely. I'm not sure whether there's like a trade in, trade out kind of system, so I'm not very sure. But yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Like, you can play Pokemon now. What happens if you crash into an asteroid? No, we do. Our ship will take damage, and if our ship takes enough damage, it blows up and we die. But when you're impulse jump, so when you're in this mode, when you're pulsing, you don't actually crash into the asteroids. You will just kind of crash through it. Yeah, but if let's say for example, okay, let's slow down. So if I crash into an asteroid now, you'll see that my ship takes damage. There you go. Yep. Yeah, so don't crash into asteroids. Your ship does take damage. And of course, when your ship's shield and health drops to 0, then you die. Yeah, you can die in this game, by the way. The only reason we're not dying is because we are playing like the super passive, kind of like super chill mode. If you're playing like a pirate, or you're playing like killing sentinels and all, you know, survivability might be an issue. And yeah, might be a problem, just saying. Alright, so let's just land back into the space station and probably call it a day. No, I don't feel like landing in the space station. I want to land in my freighter.
Warning. Threat detected.
They want to come and steal from me. No. Bye. Oh, by the way, yeah, so the thing about this game is also, remember we talked about pirates, right? So just like you can play as a pirate, you actually can be attacked by pirates as well. So just now what just happened, the hostile base, sorry, not hostile base, the hostile ships and all, those were pirates. And if they scan my ship and they find valuable items in my ship, they will actually start attacking so that they can pilfer things. So yeah, be careful when you're flying around the ship, around space, you can get attacked. Triangle base, not really. Oh, that's a 3-star. Oh, by the way, if you guys are wondering where small ship is, that's our bad boy. So the good thing about getting your first freighter is that essentially it unlocks the hangar. So all of these slots here are for your ships. So small ship is kind of chilling here, being nice and happy. He no longer have to fly around and like, you know, get shot at or things. Yeah, and we have a nice many slots for many more ships to come. So yeah, a lot of adventures to be had, guys. Today I think I just covered quite. I mean, the reason I wanted to cover all of these small little things is because a lot of it is very grindy and RNG based. So a lot of it I'll do off screen. That's the format of how I wanted to do this live stream anyway. It's more like a chill stream thing. So, but yeah, regardless, I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and those of you who are new to the game, I hope you find some of the information helpful. It's always nice to do things on screen because you guys can actually see it work, and you guys know that it's not something I'm saying, but you actually see it in action. So, yeah. So either way, I hope it's helpful. If you guys aren't convinced about the game by now, buy it. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the live stream, and I will see you guys.